Ladies and gents, welcome back to another day in my kitchen life. We are doing a little bit different today. We got some catering that we're gonna be working on for tomorrow. So we're gonna get some of that prep out the way. We are looking for a delivery time at 11:50 tomorrow. So a couple stuff we're working on today is going to be our Thai cucumber salad with a nice Thai chili sauce. So basically the salad is gonna have some sweet chili sauce, some mint, some cilantro, some carrot sticks, some cucumber, which I didn't write down here, which is funny enough because that's the base of the salad. Let me just write that in. Cucumber. We got some red onions. And we got some roasted peanuts that we gotta go get and roast and crush up for tomorrow. Got some lime wedges. And then the sauce, we're gonna have a rice wine vinegar, lime, fish sauce, brown sugar or honey, garlic and sesame seed oil. Then we gotta prep our pork belly for our porchetta. We're just gonna do some nice seasoning and herbs with that one. And then we have, after that, we're gonna have our roasted garlic tenderloin. And we're just gonna do a nice marinade for that. And we're gonna use it for a sauce as well tomorrow. And then we got our cauliflower, our lemon garlic and parmesan with caper cauliflower tomorrow. So that's some stuff we're gonna have in the works today. So right now we're gonna start off with our Thai cucumber salad. We're just gonna get some of the prep out of the way so when tomorrow comes we just put it together and get some stuff done. So that being said, let's get our butt into gear, get our butt into work. If I feel sound a little weird, it's because I'm feeling off, kind of off keel today. So we're gonna just take this minute by minute. We got our pre-cut up carrot sticks already, so we don't have to go through the process of chopping all our carrot sticks and stuff like that. So that is what we're gonna do because we want to save some time today because we came in earlier today to do another catering. So we are going to be leaving earlier today. So keep coming early, leave early. That's the trend. So because I had a breakfast catering today, so that is already done. We did some bacon, some eggs, some scrambled eggs. We did some breakfast sausages and some other stuff. There were some fresh fruits and butter croissants that went with it as well. And so we had to come in early and do that. We kind of messed up the delivery time, so we had to cook a ton of eggs today. So that being said, we are just going to start getting our Thai cucumber salad ready, or at least prep for today, for tomorrow. So let's put you guys a little bit off on the side over here so I can get a little space right here. And then we are going to start cutting up all of these guys for our salad. Where's our scrap bin? There it is. So we're using these mini cucumbers today. I had the big supersized one and we're just gonna cut them all on the angle for our salad tomorrow. And then we'll move on to everything else that we have today. We got quite the number of stuff going on today. So we're not doing a regular menu today because we have to get ready for this catering. If we didn't have the catering this morning, we probably would have did our regular stuff and then start prepping for the catering for tomorrow. But since we had the catering this morning, we shall immediately start on the prep for tomorrow for the next catering because I want to make sure I get everything done that I need to get done because it's going to be an early morning. We came in super early this morning, so and we're going to have to do it again tomorrow. So the more I get done today is the less I got to run around tomorrow to find all my ingredients and stuff like that. And you should already know, early in the morning, sometimes your brain doesn't work so properly. So it depends on how late I go to my bed at night. It depends on how my brain works in the morning. So it's better to get this stuff done now and not running around like a mad person tomorrow. So right now we have our carrot sticks in here. That's part of the salad. So we have our carrot sticks. We have our cucumber for this salad. We have minced cilantro that we're gonna do tomorrow, so keep it as fresh as possible. We have our red onion, and we're gonna do some lime wedges for tomorrow, so when they get their salad, if they want to squeeze a little freshness of lime on there as well, they can do that. Brian, thank you for saying hi. And yeah, we're gonna make the dressing for that as well too. So let's get this started. Let me get something to put our scraps in. Just know if I don't respond in the comment right away, it's just because I'm focusing on what I'm doing for today. So just gonna, on an angle, all of these, just like this. It doesn't have to be too thin, and it's just gonna be on a bias. And once all of this is done, we're gonna do our dressing, and then we're gonna move on to, I think the next step is our prepping our pork belly for tomorrow. The pork belly is gonna be a little different. We're gonna do something a little different with it than you see me did last time on our menu. Should be good. Yeah, and if I sound a little bit funny today, it just means I said it earlier, I'm just feeling a little bit off kilter today, so it might be because I just woke up, went to bed a little bit late, and woke up a little bit early today, so I'm gonna be out of it. I appreciate the highs in the comments. Thank you, thank you. Hi, how are you guys? And a good morning to you wherever you are in the world. So we're just getting our day started. I say we're just getting our day started, but we've already done one catering today, and we're prepping for our next catering. So this is our day for today. Ooh, So I'll give you guys another rundown of what we're doing for today. We're doing the Thai salad that you see me working on right now. And we have our porchetta, where we're gonna work on after this. Then we got a pork tenderloin that we gotta work on after that. And right after that, we're gonna work on our prep for our roasted lemon, garlic, cauliflower, and parmesan for the cauliflower. So, and all of that, I guess I could show you guys the cooking process tomorrow as well. When I get to work tomorrow, I think I can throw up an early stream, but I don't know if most of you will be awake by then. But I'll throw it up there and see if anyone is awake and just want to check it out, and you guys check it out. But other than that, there will still be a copy of the video on the channel. So even if you don't wake up early to check out the stream, you can always look back on the video and see how the porchetta turned out. You can see how the salad turns out. You can see how the cauliflower turns out. Whether it turns out good or bad, I just know it's gonna be delicious. That's one thing I always try to pride myself on, is the taste of our dish. Gotta make sure everything's balanced, everything's nice, and everything's not too crazy. Like, I get annoyed at myself if somebody comes back and say like it's just a tad salty or something like that. I get mad at myself. I'm like, shit. But It gives me a way to, fix it later on. But that's it. And that's my rambling. So for our sweet chili sauce that we're gonna make for this cucumber salad, we're gonna have some rice wine vinegar in there. Rice wine vinegar, or we're gonna have some apple cider. It all depends on what I have in the pantry in front of me right now. I gotta see. I think I got some apple cider there, but either way, you can't go wrong. Apple cider or rice wine vinegar, they're both good for a dressing. I think we're gonna get a little bit of Thai chili for a little bit of garnish on top too. So hopefully this clientele likes a little heat, because they did choose to opt in for the Thai salad. So if you know Thai food, most Thai food had a little bit of heat on them. A little bit of heat. So I'm just gonna assume that they like a little bit of heat in their dish. So I'm gonna throw a little Thai chili in there, seeds and all. I'm not I'm not gonna pull the punches. Add in those seeds. Just like when you go to a Caribbean restaurant, they add those Scotch bonnet peppers in. And you get your chicken. You know what you're in for. You're in for some heat. Okay, so it's always got to be expected. I'm gonna take off my glove for this because my knife is so sharp, it's starting to nick the glove, because the gloves, it doesn't stay flush to my fingers, so I can't really, and I don't want that in the salad, so I'm just gonna remove that. I've already washed my hands, so you guys don't have to worry about my hands being dirty. Gonna do stuff like that, make sure your hands are clean. And after every project that has nothing to do, you're changing projects, then make sure your hands are washed from the last project. So plus it gives me a better cut, a more uniform cut when I'm doing this kind of stuff. Is anybody from the Ontario area in the chat? How's your experience getting into work and stuff today? Or you didn't have to leave the house? Because I know the roads are still pretty bad out there from all the snowfalls that we did. Everything was pretty bad. I pretty much had, like, walking to work today, I had half a sidewalk to walk on. The next half was still covered in snow. So I had to walk on the streets. But it was like early morning, so there was barely any cars around. It was like 6 in the morning, so there's no cars around, really. But still, I had to walk in the streets just to get where it needed to be. And taking the TTC was not an option because, quite frankly, at this point, I can't trust them to have the service ready when I need to get where I need to go on time. So even though I don't like the cold, I will just walk just for the hell of it. Appreciate it. Thank you for the comments. I mean, we're just out here doing what we can do. Trying to give you guys a little bit of the dailies of what we do. Hopefully you guys learn something. Hopefully you guys are entertained. It's basically what we're trying to do. Give you some new recipes, some old recipes, some simple recipes that you can take away and enjoy with family and friends. That won't take up, like say if you're hosting a party, some of these recipes will be so fast and simple that you can get back to the party that you're trying to host and not stressing behind the stove and stuff like that. know, that's basically what we're trying to do. So if you're entertained and you learn something new, that is good for me. And hopefully you guys don't see any gore by me talking my head off and not focusing and cut a finger or two. Let's hopefully that doesn't happen. Nobody wants that kind of ingredients in their meals. That is medium. This one? Yeah, no worries. All right. Yeah, this salad itself too is not a hard one to do. Plus, it's refreshing. Just carrots. I know some people don't like carrots too much, but then you got your carrots, you got your cucumber, you got some red onions, you got some roasted peanuts. If you want, if you're allergic, I would say omit the peanuts. So you got some fresh mint, some fresh cilantro, which we're not going to add today. We're going to add tomorrow morning because I don't want my herbs to go to wilt away. I want them to be fresh and crisp for tomorrow as well. So that's one of the reasons you don't add them the day before, because this prep is basically for our big. It's not a big catering order for tomorrow, but they did order a ton of food, so we got to make sure everything's ready for them. I don't think they want the food until almost 12 o'clock, but I still got to come in early because the porchetta is the one thing that's going to take the most to cook. The porchetta can take, depends on how you cook it. If you want to cook it nice, juicy, and proper and slow, it's going to take up to 4 hours. So that's the reason I want to come in earlier to get that in the oven. Because even if you cook it, you're going to want to let it sit and rest. All the when you go to cut it, all the juices doesn't flow out and make your porchetta dry on the inside. So the cooking process is key. The resting process is even better. And that takes time. So in the meantime, while that's cooking, I can get my salad and everything ready to go. I can get my pork tenderloin seared off and finished in the oven. I can get the sauce, the glaze and stuff on it. I can get the cauliflower prepped and ready to go, because we don't have the cauliflower today, but we will get all the other little mini stuff for it ready. So now that's done, we're gonna just dice up some red onions and put that in there for tomorrow. Just remove the skin. Just gonna remove that. I got a little bin off camera that you guys can't see. All my scraps are going into right now, but you don't need to see everything, right? Right? You don't need to see everything. Come on. All right, so I'm just gonna cut that in half. We're just gonna see, the glove is the issue already. I'm just gonna cut little slivers. Go as far to the back as you can without fully cutting through. We're just gonna go as fine. Make sure your knife is pretty sharp for this. It makes it easier to cut. Because if your knife is not super sharp, the onion will spread out on you and then make your life a little bit more difficult. Like this one right here. And then you're just gonna cut just fine down. And then you get these uniform little cuts like this. So you'll get red onions, but it won't be super harsh in your salad. Like if you're doing like a Greek salad, You want your onions to be more chunkier, more big, and then it'll be more pronounced and come out more in your salad. But doing it this way, you'll get the hint of the red onion, but it won't be too overpowering. Alright, that is done. Oh, all the way from India. Chopping board is coming out with the vegetable chopping. Trust me, it's not. This cutting board is doesn't look it, but it's pretty solid. I can probably take my knife and scrape across it 20 times, the sharpest knife, and it will just slide across the board. I've never actually was able to get chunks out of this board by cutting anything. What do you mean use a wooden chopper? Yeah, like I said, I'll try to get to the comments when I can, but if I don't get to your comments, it just means I'm just focusing on what I'm doing in this area right now. So our salad, we got our carrots, we got a cucumber, we got our onions. It's not gonna be a big salad, but all right, what do we have next? We have our cucumber, we got the red onions, we got everything we need for this. Just need to get the dressing ready now. All right, we're gonna wrap this up and put this on our prep part. I am from the Ontario region, my friend. The Ontario region, where there's nothing but mountains and mountains of snow. I feel like it was gonna fall over if I left it on. Alright, so that's one particular job down. Just gonna label that. It's today the 27th. It's crazy. January is like literally finished. The month is flying really fast. Oh, chocolate. Ooh, 73%. That's all. 70%? 70, okay. From Paris. I just acquired some random chocolates. I'm 73%. Dark chocolate, not bad. I like my nice dark chocolate. All right, so this is done. Yeah, if we're talking chocolate, for me, anything dark is amazing. I can't. For some reason, I can't do milk chocolate. So, all right, let's get our friendly bowl right here to put some ingredients in. We're gonna have to chop up some stuff in a second. I think we only need to chop some garlic, and we should be fine. Just a few cloves of garlic. 1, 2. Should be more than enough. Just gonna take off the little bits, the ends. Get rid of these. Give a nice crush. And then we're just gonna cut that up. Just trying to get it as fine as you possibly can, because it's gonna go in their dressing. Nobody wants to chomp down on a nice chunky piece of garlic. This is not a vampire movie. Speaking of vampire movies, has anybody in the stream seen Sinners? I just watched it for the first time last night. Not a bad movie. Not a bad movie, not at all. There was I think there was one weird scene that I saw. I was like kind of confused about it, but overall as a movie, it was entertaining and intriguing. I'm just gonna go over that a couple of times. Make sure get as much of the chunky parts of the garlic out. Get it nice and diced up. Yeah, Sinners with Michael B. Jordan. Not a bad movie at all. Alright, now it's nice and pasty. You want something like that. We're gonna put that in our bowl. We're gonna take this away to get it washed and clean, so I'll be right back. Hi, can I get this one back, please? Thank you. Once while meantime that is getting cleaned, we can start our dressing. Alright, so bring you guys in a little bit. If I move you back, it's because I didn't want to get any splashes on the camera and on you lot. So we have this. I'm gonna use we're using apple cider vinegar today. I'm gonna use a nice generous bit of apple cider. It's almost done. And then, so we got the garlic, we got the apple cider. We're gonna add a touch of lime juice. Once I get my lime here. So, touch of lime juice. And then I'm going to add a dash of fish sauce. I'm using that fish sauce. And we're going to actually add both. We're going to add a little bit of honey and we're going to add a little bit of brown sugar. So, got some honey. And I'm going to add a hint of that brown sugar. That should be good. I'm going to add bit of that chili flakes. The Thai chili we'll slice up and put it in tomorrow on top for garnish. All right. Just hit that with a touch of salt. Alright, give that a mix, see how that tastes before we start to emulsify it with our oil. Again, I apologize if any oil splashes up or anything splashes up on the camera. You guys are super close right now. I'll try to clean as I go. And you should always clean as you go. Alright, let's mix together. Let's give it a taste. Make sure the flavor is a little bit balanced before we add in our oil. Oh, that is delicious. That is super, super delicious, actually. I'm gonna hit that with just a little bit more brown sugar. I want to balance out the acidity just a little bit of the apple cider. It's coming in a little bit powerful. Just a touch more salt. And that should be perfect. Now we're gonna add in our sesame seed oil. We're gonna do half sesame seed oil, maybe half a little bit of olive oil. We'll see how it fares out. I'm gonna slowly drizzle in this oil while we mix. You can feel the little bit of heat from the chili flakes already. If you want, you can add a touch of cayenne pepper in there too. That would be nice. For a little bit more heat, but I don't think I want my clientele to suffer that much heat so early in the day. Ole, ole, ole. You just want to try to blend the oil with everything else that you got there. Again, I do apologize again if I don't get to your comments. It just means I am just fully occupied in what I'm doing at the moment. But if you guys have any questions or anything that you want to ask me and I didn't get to your comments, you can also send it on our Discord group. I'm always on our Discord chat, so you can always ask your question in our general area, and I'll definitely reply to all those questions and comments. All right, it's getting there. I'm just gonna add a little bit more of this oil. All right. Un, dos, tres. Alright, that should be good. We are just going to use this to coat our salad in when we are ready. So right now we're going to grab a container to put that in, put it in our prep cart for tomorrow. So I'll be right back. Ooh, some ribs. Un, dos, tres, ale, ale, ale. And if you guys hear a lot of noise in the background, do remember I am on the job right now, so there's a lot happening around me. We got dishwashers going, we got ovens going, we got people walking all around. So if you hear any weird commotions, that's what's going on. Hi, Trini. Oh, from Trinidad. Oh, nice. Sherry, I'm working on some prep for some catering I have tomorrow. Do come back and join tomorrow. You can see all the finished product. But right now we're working on the prep for a catering I have. And this is some dressing for Thai cucumber salad that we're going to be doing tomorrow. So this is going to be the dressing for it. We just finished the prep for the salad. We're going to move on to doing some pork belly right now. We're going to get it seasoned up and nice. And then after that, we have some pork tenderloin to prep. And then after that, we have some prep for our cauliflower dish as well. So we have the salad, we have 2 types of pork, and we have the cauliflower. Lemon, garlic, and Parmesan cauliflower. So that's what we're doing over here right now. And we are at work, so I was just explaining that if you hear a lot of noise or any commotion in the background, that is basically what's going on around me. So from all that, we got this, and this is going to be more than enough for our salad tomorrow. So we're just going to put a label on that and put it in our prep cart until we're ready for it. So what time is it over there in Trinidad right now? Say I loved you, but I lied. All right, so that's one dish fully down, other than all the extra garnish I'm gonna need for tomorrow. So that's why one of the reasons I gotta come in early, but we're not stressing. Oh, well, thank you, thank you. Just got this one back. Ooh, yeah, I just dropped you guys, my bad. I'm sorry. You know, these things happens. It gets a little shaky over here. But every now and then I will drop you. Just know that. So I loved you, but I lied. Alright. We'll chalk it up to earthquakes. Alright, so next up, we're actually just gonna make some quick wedges. Just gonna do some quick wedges for tomorrow. It's simple and easy to get out the way. Got some lime wedges. We're gonna take care of that. That's just gonna be on the side with our Thai salad tomorrow, so people can, squeeze a little fresh lime on their salad if they need it, want it. I'm just giving them the options. And plus, in most Thai cuisine, what do you always see on the side? A little lime or something to freshen up the dish. So, but I lie because it's more than love that I feel inside. You might not be able to hear this music in the background, but they're banging some classics right now. Just take off the ends, cut it down the middle, and just side to side. Just give it a nice little wedges. Maybe you're having a shot of tequila or something. No, that's a little bit big for tequila, but you know what I mean. Said I loved you, but I lied. Alright, that is done. That's one more thing out the way. We're gonna try to make this as fast as we can because we came in early today, so we are getting off earlier today. So we want to get as much of this out of our way before that. I'm gonna cover this. I'm gonna put that off until tomorrow. '27. Today is the 27th. Stop right in the 26th. All right, another one down. I'm gonna grab some herbs and for our pork belly. So I'm gonna put you guys down here for a second while I do that because I am around a lot of people and I don't need anybody reaching over the counter and something like that and taking you guys while I'm away. So I will be right back. I'm just gonna grab some herbs, grab some rosemary and some thyme for our pork belly, and then we can get into the prep of that one. Said I loved you, but I lied because there's more than love that I feel inside. All right, we got some thyme, we got some rosemary, and we are heading back. Ooh, there's so many people in here today. You wouldn't think this was a weekday, the amount of people are in here. All right, we are back. Let's bring you guys back up. We got some herbs. We got some thyme. We got some rosemary. We're just gonna basically take off a couple stems, chop them up, and put them in a container. They're gonna be part of our rub for our pork belly. couple sprigs of that rosemary. Let's do that first. And just take it off the stems pretty much. You don't want this chunky piece of stem in there. And you're just gonna take off the top. And we're gonna do the same thing with the thyme and just chop that up together. Get a decent piece of this bush of thyme. And the rest we will use at a later date because we're always in the need for herbs. You go over there. And essentially you just want to do the same thing. Get as much as the leaves off as possible without the stem. You know, a little bit of stem in there is fine. Just you don't want a big part of the stem like this, chunky bits. It's not nice. It's not nice to the palate. It's aggressive on the palate. We don't need that in our dish. Unless you're making a stock or something like that, then you can just throw everything in. It truly don't matter. But if we're gonna wrap it in something, unless you're planning to take it off after, but if you, then it doesn't matter. But if you know you're gonna throw it in some food that people are gonna be chewing down on, and nobody wants to be chewing down on some stems, you want to take it out. We got a nice lineup of our hot food area right now. People are hungry today. It's either that or it's too cold outside and nobody wants to actually walk to another restaurant down the street. So at the end of the day, we're not complaining. So yeah, you just want to get all those, because this is all gonna be flavor and aroma and deliciousness. And basically we're gonna take this, chop it up and combine it and add some, do a little olive oil on the bottom of our pork belly, a little bit of our spice rub, and a little bit of this chopped herbs. And that should be all the flavors we need for when we roll up our pork belly. So I'm just gonna put those two together and we are gonna get the chopping. Bring that in. Now, if you ever see me scraping things like that with my knife, you don't want to do a rough scrape. You just want to be nice and gentle. Bring everything in, and then go at it again. And stop. And gentle. Bring everything in. Nice and gentle. And do it again. And you just want to repeat that a couple more times until we get everything nice and fine. think that's looking good. So now, I'm gonna put that in our container. And put that to the side. And that's what you get. Alright, I'm gonna keep that to the side for now. And then, now we got our work cut out for us. This might get a little bit messy, so I'm gonna pull you guys back over here. Hi, how are you?
Here, the Thai chicken soup that has dairy in it.
The Thai, I would probably say, if I was guessing, I'm not 100% sure, but I would say probably coconut milk. But there's a folder there with all the ingredients in there. Yeah. I haven't tried the chicken soup myself. Paul, how are you? All right, so we're gonna go grab our pork belly. We're gonna grab our smaller knife because we're gonna need that for a purpose. Just gonna move this over a little bit more because our pork belly is pretty big. No, I gotta work on the prep for tomorrow's catering, so that's what I'm doing. There's a catering of porchetta for. You didn't see this one? Yeah.
And how many people is this for?
I believe 10.
10 people.
Yeah. All right. So let's see. Yep, porchetta is next. So for this one, we are. Now this guy's pretty big. Gonna figure out a good way to get this guy on here. Okay, there we go. We got this guy. So essentially what I'm gonna do is, oh, it looks like they burnt off the hair already. Just gonna pat it down a little bit dry. I might trim off a little bit of the fat from this end, but we'll see. When you're doing any kind of pork, like even if you're just roasting the pork belly and anything, you want to make sure your skin is absolutely dry as possible. Back. So, first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna roll this guy into shape. And the reason, I'm gonna let you know the reason in a second. Wrap it as tight as possible. All right, so I'm gonna make a cut right here. not a full cut, just like initiation, because all of this part that's folded on the inside is not gonna cook like this part on the outside. So as that's folded like that, you're gonna get all this fatty skin on the inside that's not gonna cook evenly at all when you're doing it. So I'm gonna remove this part that's getting folded on the inside. So that's the first step. So when I cook it, I don't get chewy bits of this pork belly skin on the inside. Nobody wants to eat that at all. So that I'm gonna remove. So I'm just gonna start from this side, get under the skin, and if I hit you and knock you guys over, sorry. This is basically what we're trying to remove. If you don't see me talking to you guys, that just means I'm trying not to cut myself, because this thing is a little bit harder to work with. I probably should have sharpened my knife a little bit more for this. That's on me. I'm gonna trim down some of this fat on the inside as well, because that part is gonna be rolled up on the inside. So it's not gonna get rendered away like everything else. So I'll get as much as I can without getting rid of all the meat. What up, man? Some nice jerk pork, anybody? Do a nice jerk pork. I've been craving that, lady. Alright, I can take off a little bit more. That was a good chunk of fat right there. Alright, that should be good. I might even come a little bit deeper in here. Just an extra bit, just to be on the safe side. But that fat, I'm not going to remove as much, because it's right there on the edge, and it should not be affected. It should be rendered by the time we're done cooking. All right, let's get that off. All right, so that part is done. Now, we're gonna flip this, and this is where the party starts. It's a nice thick chunk of fat on this side. Should be alright though. We should be good. I'm just gonna take out just a little bit of this guy. Oh, we got Mexico in here too. What's going on? Thank you for coming back. Thank you. All right. So we got that part cut off. This part's gonna turn into a nice crispiness when we roast it. So now we're gonna get everything nice and seasoned. And remember, it doesn't matter how long you season your pork for, because it's gonna absorb all that flavor into that thick piece of meat. That's why when you go to do any type of pork, you at least want to marinate it, season it, and let it sit for a few hours at least. A day, a few hours. It doesn't hurt. All right, so to start, we're gonna drizzle a little bit of olive oil. Just a little bit of olive oil. Gonna get our spices opened. And then, let's see what's this in. I'm gonna rub that oil in. And we're gonna season. Now this spice blend is on my own concoction. You can use whatever spice blend you have at hand. Pretty sure it's gonna be delicious. So I'm gonna give that a generous amount of seasoning on the inside. This is where the majority of your flavors is gonna come from. And then you're gonna get that chicharron kind of crisp on the skin, and that's gonna we're just gonna add some nice salt to that for a little bit more flavor on that side. So I'm gonna give this a nice generous amount of seasoning for sure. Rub that in nicely. That should be enough. Then we're gonna take our herbs that we chopped earlier. We're just gonna put that on. If you want, you could also chop some garlic and throw this on here as well. But since I already got a lot of garlic powder in that mixing I initially used, I don't want to make it too overpowered with that garlic flavor. So I'm gonna put all that herbs on. I guess I should have counted for this, but let's see. We are going to take one of our pork tenderloin right here. I'm just gonna clean it up a little bit. Clean up that silver skin that's on top.
Yeah, Chris said he would walk over.
Take off that bit at the side, because that side's not gonna cook as evenly. Take off all that lovely. And then, oh, we got a little bit more sinew on the sides. I don't want all of that gone. All right. all of this gone. I want none of it in here. All right. So now we're gonna season that little bit of charm right there. This is just an extra step. This is nothing that you guys need to do if you're ever doing this for yourself. This is just a little extra loving from the creator. Pop a little bit more herbs on here. And this guy, where do you think this guy's gonna go? Tell me, where do you think he's gonna go? Oh man, we do love food on this channel, so that'd be great. Thank you for the comments. All right, so you can already see it. You can already see where this is going. All right, so let me kind of change this glove real quick because we're gonna roll it, and I'm trying to not get as much of the seasoning on the skin side when we do this. So let me just do a little bit of nursery over here. Let's get some of these spices on the side out of the way. I'm gonna have to wipe down and sanitize this area when I'm done. Get some of these over here. And like I said earlier, sorry if I don't get to all the comments. I'm just in the middle of this. I don't have time to run back and look at it every now and then. But if you guys have any questions, any other inquiries or stuff like that, definitely check us out on our Discord group. We're always on there. And we're just gonna roll that up. Now, you wanna roll this as tight as you possibly can get it. So we're gonna let that sit and not unravel. You're gonna stay, right? You're gonna be good? All right. So if it doesn't move, we're good. All right, we're in good standings. So now, our next final step is to make sure we secure it. With some butcher's rope or butcher's twine, what you want to call it. We're just essentially going to use some rope to tie it together. And make sure it does not go anywhere. Let's see. I'm gonna cut a few of these guys to secure it. So when we roast it, it doesn't unravel in the oven. Make sure I get a nice length to work with. Cut at least maybe, I say 5 or 6. Nice long length. Should work out. Now, don't judge me on my tying skills. I haven't done these knots in a long time, so we will do our best right now. All right, so we are out of rope. I can always go grab some more, but I try to use what we got right now. All right, so rope number 1. We're gonna tie off the front. The rope underneath. And we're just gonna put it through the hole. Turn this around. All right, that should be good. Second, I'm gonna tuck this under, bring it up, tuck it underneath again, and then just pull it so it stays nice and firm and it won't go nowhere. All right, so that's one tie. We're gonna leave that one guy like that. Then we're gonna tie the bottom, and then we're gonna work our way in the middle. Just gonna turn that around.
Why am I spelling coffee?
Alright. So this guy we don't have to tie too much because this one's the bigger side. Alright, so tie off that end. Make sure we don't have no chance of it coming apart. We're gonna wrap it underneath. Hopefully it all got through. It doesn't look like it did. I'm gonna do that again. Underneath. Pull it through. Put it under. And make sure we got enough under. So when we go to cook it, it does not unravel. All right. She's looking good already. Show you the side. If you can see it there, and then there. So we're gonna work our way into the middle right now. And here, let me change my gloves so I can reposition. So sorry, I had to move you guys back for that because I did not want to get any mess over here. All right, let's finish this up. It's too short. Too short. All right. That one's no good. Gotta grab another one. All right, this should be long enough. So the entire time you're doing this, you just want to make sure you hold the tension from the other side. Pull it to give it a little more tension if you need, and then use that side to close the loop so they won't shift on you. And these long parts, we're just going to cut it off later. All right, I think we have 2 more pieces of rope, so we're gonna secure them. good. And last but not least, I guess if you guys want to see the first pork belly that we did, it was in the porchetta. You guys just look back on our last couple live streams. We got that pork belly in there the first time we did. That one was absolutely delicious. Everybody loved it, and it sold out in no time. So this is gonna essentially be the same, just like same flavoring in a way. Just this one is gonna be rolled and roasted in a different way. All right, so let's pull that down, keep some pressure, pull that up to complete the knot, and then we can just for shits and giggles, I'm just gonna tie a knot just in case one knot goes away in the process of cooking, and then we're just gonna cut off the excess rope. So just in case one knot was good enough, we'll make a second one. Better to be safe than sorry. And then that is that. Get rid of these. All right, so this is how we're looking right now. This part could be a little bit more uniform. Could be a little bit more uniform, but it will do the job. We got our nice rolls, right? So what we're gonna do now, we're gonna put this on a tray, but we're gonna dry out all the skin, and we're gonna leave it on a tray like we're gonna leave this on a tray just like this, open up overnight in the fridge, because the air in the fridge is gonna help to dry out the skin even more. So when we're gonna go cook it, we get a better crisp on our skin. So a better crisp we're looking for. So another process is we're gonna poke some holes in it. Just a little prick. Just a little. Just to make sure it doesn't balloon on us. And it can release some pressure. So as you can see, this is a process. So now if you ever had one of these at a restaurant or something like that, now you can tell how it's pretty much goes together. And there's so many other different things you can do to this. You can stuff this with like spinach, some other things, and like the world's your oyster when it comes to this thing. So we're gonna keep it like this on a tray in the fridge. Actually, let me grab a container real quick so we can throw that in. it in something smaller so I'm not taking up too much space. We're gonna leave it open in the fridge so the frigid air can help us dry out the skin even more, and we get a better product tomorrow after we roast it. So there you go, your first porchetta of 2026. All right, I'm gonna put this away for a second. I'm gonna put away all my extra stuff and get this place cleaned up, because we have another pork massacre to go through. All right, I'm gonna put you guys down here while I clean the space up. Whoosh. I'm currently in the dish pit, so if you hear any random noise, that's what's happening right now. Then make sure we wash and sanitize everything and not destroy my hands in these very hot water. Oh my gosh, this thing's so hot. All right. Some soapy water. And let's put some of this scrub down. Nice, 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 nice. All right. And let me grab some sanitization. All right, some Sunny. We do not pride ourselves in getting people sick, so it's never gonna happen. I can't say it's never gonna happen, but we do our best to make sure 100% it doesn't happen. This is why we wipe down, we clean, and We clean as we go. In any kitchen, no matter what you're doing. If you're home, cooking at home or doing something at work, clean as you go. You want to be professional? Clean as you go. Alright. I'll bring you guys back up. Look, it's so nice and shiny, isn't it? I think so. Alright, let's get rid of you. We don't need you anymore. Let's bring you lovelies back. Let's bring this lovely back. Get this lovely into action. And I'm gonna have some of that because I am pooped. Like I said earlier today, I've been feeling off sorts a little bit, so trying to pick myself back up a little bit. Just a nice little cold pressed ginger shot. That's all it is. I usually do these at home, but unfortunately, I'm not at home right now. I'm at work. And the messed up part is I do have some in the fridge right now. Some homemade one that we made when we made the home dinner, that live stream we did for the home dinner for the pasta. We did some. I still got some of that in the fridge. I actually need to grab some ingredients to do another batch. I'm just trying to shake out all the settlements on the bottom right there. And then after that, we're gonna get to clean up our pork tenderloin, and then we're gonna do the sauce for those. Come on. Let's see what our battery's at. Oh, not bad. We're at 40%. You guys can stick around for a while. All right. Let's have this pure ginger shot. It says good for immunity, nausea, relief, and digestion. So, shall we? Yeah, it's just as gross as you would think it would be. Oh my gosh, that was gross. Oh, that was so gross.
What do you want?
Ugh. It was so gross that my nose immediately started to run. Oh my god. I'm gonna go wash my hands. I'll be right back. And then we can start on new. Oh, chicken. I am uncertain what we're doing here. Just for anybody just joining, we're just washing our hands and getting back to business. Okay. Actually, that's actually making me feel a little bit better. My stomach was a little bit upset, but okay. Let's get back to it. Actually, I might need some garlic in a little bit. But Now you probably won't get to see this stage of our porchetta tomorrow until after it's finished cooking. So when I come here tomorrow, I'm gonna take it out, put it out, try to get it to room temperature at least. And then I'm going to take some olive oil. Actually, no, first we're gonna take some vinegar. We're gonna coat the skin with it, put it in the oven for a little bit, and make sure the vinegar would help also draw out some of the moisture out of the skin. Bake for a little bit, then we're gonna pull it out. We're gonna coat it with some oil, and then we're gonna put it back in the oven to finish it off to get a nice crispy skin. At least that's what we're hoping for. Sometimes it doesn't work out, sometimes it does. But all right, so that is done. We're moving on to our pork tenderloin. And our sauce for that is just gonna be a honey garlic glaze, which we're gonna do in a pot in a second. We're just gonna clean up the pork tenderloin. We're gonna take off all this silver skin. We don't want that. And for the sauce, it's gonna be basically some onions, some garlic. Sweat that off. We're gonna add some soy sauce, apple cider vinegar, salt, pepper, and we're gonna thicken everything up with some cornstarch, also with some honey. So that is our job for the day. So we're just gonna take off all that lovely silver skin right here. Don't ask me about the menu. Our lovely clientele wanted pork 2 ways, so they will get pork 2 ways. That's basically it. I'm just cleaning it up. I won't season it today. I'll season it first thing in the morning when I get here. And like I said, the porchetta is going to take a few hours to cook. So in the meantime, this will be seasoned on the side and ready to go. Because it won't take that long to cook in the oven. Once I get going, because I'm going to pan sear them and then finish them in the oven. So that process won't take long at all. And you just want to stay as close to the skin as that silver skin as possible without tearing off all the meat. I know a lot of people doesn't necessarily eat pork that much anymore. It depends on your culture. It depends where you are in the world. But if you do, some simple things to learn. Remember, people went to schools to learn all this stuff, so here you can learn it on YouTube. No cost at all. This is the most ironic thing about that. I swear, I should do a segment on YouTube about like the chef life and how long you can keep your jackets or your apron and stuff clean. There should definitely be a YouTube channel about that. How long can you go through service and keep your jacket clean? Philly, I made something for you. just taking off. For this process, you want your knife to be sharp, but not too sharp. I'm gonna switch gears. It's too sharp. It's gonna cut through the skin and give you more problem before you can get it all off, because you basically just want to glide your knife upwards through the skin and away from the meat.
No more soup today?
Just not.
Four soups?
Give me a second. Any more soups? 1 hour. Yeah.
Okay.
No worries. It's cold out. Everybody's looking for soup today. I almost like threw this into the camera. Bless. I don't know who you are, or where you're from, what you bring, as long as you love me. That's great. We had some nations up in here today. We had some Mexico. We had Mexico. We had Trini. We had some of the hometown locals. Appreciate it. Everyone coming through, saying hi. You guys are amazing. Just for taking the time. Appreciate that. We're almost finished this segment, and then we can start on our sauce for the pork belly. I mean the pork tenderloin. Sorry. So much pork on the brain right now. So that is that. And we're gonna cover that up and keep that for tomorrow. Gemma, did you see? Oh yeah. Inside you got some thyme, some rosemary, and my spice blend. Did you have the other one I did? Did you try the other one I did?
What is it?
The first one I did.
Oh, yeah. The popping skin.
So we're gonna wrap this and put it away, and that's fully ready to go for tomorrow. All I gotta do is pull it out, season it, let it come up to temp, pan sear it, finish off in the oven, maybe with a little bit of butter, a little bit of rosemary, and we'll see. So we actually still gotta put the glaze on it, so we will see about that. Now we need to find ourselves a pot. We got this beauty right here. I'm gonna take this beauty away. And back to the dish pit we go. I'm gonna have to resharpen my knives a little bit later. Particularly this one that I was using with the pork. It's kind of losing the sharpness a little bit. Alright, what do we need for this? I got some cornstarch there. I need some onions. I'm gonna grab some onions. Need some more apple cider vinegar. We got a little bit of honey. We need to grab more honey. Excuse me. This soy. Alright, so alright, I need to go grab some ingredients, so we'll be right back. I need to go grab me some apple cider vinegar. I need to grab some more honey. I need to grab some soy sauce. So I just gotta put you guys down here for a second. We will be back. Good? I think I put a little bit of ginger in there. we have what we need. We got our soy, we got our apple cider vinegar. We actually picked up some ginger. Let's just say hi. Hi, 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 hi. And we're back. You know, we left you guys in the dark for a second, but we're back. Let me wash this ginger. There's nothing there. Feli, you guys have any napkins? Yeah. No worries. I'm peeling our garlic off camera for a second. If you're wondering if I'm still here or not, I am. I am just trying to get the skin off this ginger without these juices splashing into my eye. I appreciate it, Ginger. Appreciate you trying to put your juices there. Right. Okay. Take care of the onion first. Oh yeah, I need a bowl to put your onions in for a hot second. Alright, onions are chopped. Let's do our ginger. Ginger's chopped. On to the garlic. On to my garlic. Take off the ends. Crush. And chop. You guys are going to be shaking a little bit because you're too close to the action. Let's move you guys back a little bit so you guys don't get that shaky camera feel. There we go. Isn't that better? You guys are not shaking anymore. You get too close to the action, you tend to shake a little bit. Saw that. So this is all the prep we need for our glaze for the pork tenderloin. So that is said and done. We're gonna leave you on our knife right here until we're ready to go. Unless there's something I need to chop that I don't know of. All right, let's get our pot ready to go. Let's take you lovelies on a journey. See if I can set you in a way that you can see what's going on. At least I'll try. I will try. Hopefully you guys don't get too much steam in the face. And so I will have to move you guys. Looking good? No, you can't really see down there, but you can see some stuff. And that's all you're able to see right now. So I hope I don't get too much splashes up here, else I will have to move you guys again. We gonna add some oil to our pan. We're gonna bring that temperature up on medium to high heat. All right, see if I can work something out to get you guys a little bit more height on this. Here. Let me see what I can work out. Okay, let me see if this is better. All right, this is the best I can do. There you go. Now you can look into my pot without me looking suspicious like I'm filming things at work. Alright, so we're just waiting for a pot to come up. The heat. Ooh, what is the time? I'm actually feeling exhausted already. It's almost 2 o'clock, yeah? Alright, it's getting there. I do this to feel how much heat is in the pot without touching oil and burning myself. So clearly it's not hot enough with my, I can touch that. Don't stick your hand in the pot when there's hot oil in there. That was a complete accident on my part. So if it was hot, I would have burning fingers right now. So I usually just like let it hover over the top just to feel out the heat. Trying to gauge where the temperature is, where or you can wait till it starts to smoke a little bit, but it's up to you. Alright, feeling a little bit good. Just a little bit more. Almost there. Just about there. All right, it's feeling nice and hot now. Just gonna add in our onions. And we'll let that sweat down a little bit on medium-high heat. Don't even matter. Got a little bit of chunky garlic onion there. Might get a little bit of steam on the camera, but at least you can see what's going on inside. Just feel that I'm strong enough. I just want to cook that down till it get a little bit translucent. Nice and soft. Yeah, I'm strong enough. We're gonna pop in our ginger. Cook that ginger out a little bit. I'm strong enough. We're gonna hit that with a dash of sesame seed oil. I'm just gonna cook that for a few minutes. You can really smell that ginger coming out. All right, now we're gonna add in our garlic. And wait till that get nice and fragrant. I'm strong enough. Alright, so I can start to smell that garlic right now. You just want to cook it a little bit, maybe 30 seconds to get that nice fragrance of the garlic going. And then we are just going to turn our heat up, get it nice and hot. So now we're on pretty much high heat. And we're going to use our apple cider vinegar to do our deglazing. Yeah, some apple cider vinegar.
We have noodles with vegetables. We're not gonna have that. We don't have that anymore.
We're going to bring that to a boil. Yeah, I'm strong enough. And once that comes to a boil, we're going to add in our soy sauce. Bring that up to a boil. Hit that with some of our honey. Yeah, we forgot to grab more honey, so it depends how it tastes after we add our honey. We may have to go run and grab some more honey. And then we'll adjust the flavoring, and we're gonna thicken it with some cornstarch. And that's gonna be a honey garlic sauce for the pork tenderloin for tomorrow. It should be very delicious when I'm done with it. Because right now that the vinegar is like taking a hold of my senses. I'm just gonna let that cook down a little bit. Alright, so at this stage, we're gonna add in our soy sauce. And let that come back up to a boil before we add our honey in. So I'm going to hit this with a little bit of chili flakes as well. Just a little bit. Alright, I don't think we need more honey. I'm gonna use the honey and the brown sugar as well. So instead of that, but if you have the honey, do the honey. So I'm gonna let that come up to a boil. I'm gonna add honey or brown sugar, and then I'm gonna taste it, see how it is before I start thickening it up with my cornstarch. I am gonna smell like vinegar and soy sauce when I leave this place today. 100%. And all the pets in pets at home are gonna just love to smell me. Not at home, but in my building. Every time I go home, the pets are all like sniffing me in the elevator and stuff as I was trying to go up. I'm like, what do you smell? Can you smell chicken? Can you smell fish? Can you smell beef? What can you smell? Surprised I haven't gotten like fully attacked by one yet. But all right, so this is at a boil. We're gonna add in our honey and then give it a nice taste test. I'm gonna give it, because of the cider and soy sauce, I'm gonna give it a generous amount of honey to balance up those flavors. Got some organic honey, apparently. Alright. Give that a nice mix. Might still have to add the brown sugar. But let's taste it first and see how we feel. Our trusty spoon. You got that tanginess to it, so it has that going for it. I do love that tanginess that's going, but it does need a little bit more of that. So we will add a little more of that brown sugar to it. The tanginess is great, but I'm not getting that hint of that sweetness that I want from it. Was that me? Was that me? Oh. Oh, so nice. I was like, all right, so that's back to a boil. We're gonna taste it, get our spoon and taste it again, and see where her flavor is at. Are you okay? All right.
I try to be.
Yep. That's exactly where we want to be. We got, we just had a tad more, but we have that sweetness, that tanginess. Oh, it's gonna be beautiful. And just for kicks, we're gonna add a little bit of mirin in there as well. And that should do it. We're gonna bring that back to a boil, and then we're gonna get that nice and thickened. And that's gonna be our glaze for our pork tenderloin. And we might just throw some of it on tomorrow when we're marinating it. So let's get our cornstarch. And if you, a very simple way to do work with cornstarch, you can make something, it's called a slurry. So all you do is put maybe like a spoon, a tablespoon or so of cornstarch in a bowl, and hit that with some cold water. Mix that out until all your cornstarch is dissolved in cold water. And then you use that mixture and add into whatever sauce you're trying to add to thicken up. And that is the best way to do that. Some people like to also just make a sauce, put the cornstarch in, mix that out, and then put your sauce on the stove and make it thicken it that way. But I like to do it this way so I can control everything that's going on with my sauces. So this is basically what it's gonna be: some cold water, some cornstarch. We call it a slurry. And then you're gonna add that in, and you're gonna see it immediately starts to thicken up. When it starts to come back to a boil, you're gonna start seeing it thicken up. And if you happen to use too much cornstarch and your sauce to get too thick, just add a little bit more liquid to your pot. It could be stock, water, anything like that. Add it to your pot, and it won't be as you're just thinning. You basically thin it out again. So we're gonna let that come up to a boil and see how thick our sauce is our glaze is gonna be. So you can already see the consistency is changing a little bit. You can tell from the bubbles, the way the bubbles are forming, that it's getting thicker as well. So we're gonna let that cook out for a little bit. Let's see what we got. In the meantime, let me look at my list and see what else I got left for today. So the sauce for the pork tenderloin is done. Cauliflower is coming tomorrow. That we need some lemon zest and some Parmesan cheese. So we're gonna grate some Parmesan cheese after this. And I think that's it. For the cauliflower, we're gonna have Parmesan cheese, garlic powder, lemon zest, lemon juice, capers, olive oil, salt and pepper, butter, and Parmesan cheese. So not too much crazy prep to do for that one. So I'm not too worried about that. You guys can see the finished product for that one tomorrow. And see, now you can see how the sauce is sticking up. And you can tell. Do a little coating of the spoon. There. The sauce is looking good by there. So we're gonna take that off the stove. We're gonna let that cool down, and then we're gonna put it in a container and keep it in the fridge for tomorrow. So that is our sauce for pork tenderloin. Bring you guys back over here and set you down on top of the pillar. And if I feel that when it cool down, if I feel like I want to bake it a little bit more thicker, I can definitely pop it back on the stove and add a little bit more of that cornstarch as well. So I'm happy where it is right now, because once it cool down, it's going to thicken a little bit more as it cool down. So we're going to see what we have after that. But it is almost, I think, 2 o'clock. Almost 2 o'clock. I've been here since 6 in the morning, so I am going to go take a break, ladies and gents. And I just want to say thank you for joining me on today's stream. I appreciate all the comments, appreciate the love. If you guys have any questions, as usual, Definitely hit us up on our Discord group. The link is in the comment section. Is in the on our YouTube page there, so you guys could check that out. I think the link is down in the comment section, not the comment section, but the description section. But other than that, I say to you a lot. Have a good one and good day. Stay warm, stay safe, and peace.